Hi guys, my name is Unique. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, then you should know that the content covered on this channel is financial literacy and Canadian immigration. If you feel as though this content may be for you, then please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know whenever there is a new video uploaded. If you are already an existing subscriber, welcome back guys. So today's video is going to be focusing on how to renew or replace your permanent resident card and what to do if you are out of the country and your permanent resident card is expired. Okay, so stay tuned and I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. So as I stated before, that today's video is going to be focusing on how to renew or replace your permanent resident card and what to do if you are out of the country and you realize that your permanent resident card is expired. Okay, so first thing to note is that a permanent resident card application is $50. Very cheap, very reasonable. Okay, second thing to know is that when you are renewing your permanent resident application, you will need to make a photocopy of your current permanent resident card and submit that copy with your application. If you are just looking to replace a permanent resident card that has been damaged or it has information on there that is incorrect, you will need to actually submit that permanent resident card with your application, not a copy of it, but the actual permanent resident card itself. Okay, the third thing to know is that processing time for permanent resident cards normally take around 91 days. However, it may be shorter or it may be a bit longer, but that's, the time frame that's specified. Okay, if you are a person that is traveling for emergency reasons and you have a permanent resident card that is expired and you realize that you don't have enough time to submit an application and have them process it, you can, or you actually may qualify for urgent processing of a permanent resident card. However, it has to be certain circumstances in which they may be able to process it, urgently. Example, if there's a death in the family, or you have a family member that's seriously ill, or, a job opportunity that's time sensitive. So those are some reasons that they may be processed urgently. Obviously, you will need to submit proof, of that, so they know, okay, yeah, this is not, they're just saying this just because, this is actually serious. They do need to travel, as soon as possible. However, if you qualify, just know that they cannot guarantee that it will be processed in time, and issued to you before travel. In the event that they are not able to guarantee and have that permanent resident card to you before you have to quickly travel, you can actually leave Canada with an expired permanent resident card. The problem though is when you're trying to re-enter the country. So what you will do for all the people that realize that they're out of the country with a Canadian permanent resident card and it is expired, you can actually apply for what is known as a permanent resident travel document, and you will have to find the closest visa application center in your area. It's also known as a VAC office, that's what they call it, but the correct term for it is a visa application center. That's what it means. Okay, so you'll need to find the closest VAC office in your area and submit your application to them or mail it off to them, however you choose to do it. And I would urge you, as soon as you realize that your permanent resident card is expired and you're out of the country, to get that done immediately, so that way you can have that issued to you to catch your flight to return to Canada. And once you return to Canada, you need to then immediately apply for a new permanent resident card or renew your permanent resident card. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys how to get to the application package to renew your permanent resident card, and I also want to go over a few other things with you guys as well, so stay tuned. Hey guys, so you should know how to get to Immigration and Citizenship Canada website by now. If not, just plug in Immigration and Citizenship Canada into Google and it should pop up with the appropriate link. You are going to select the link and this is what the homepage will look like. Once you get here, we are going to scroll down. we are going to select new immigrants. We are going to scroll down again, and we are going to select get a permanent resident card. Okay, and on this page, we are going to scroll down and we are going to select apply for a new or replace a PR card. Okay, so I cannot stress enough that it's very important, guys, that you read so you know and understand the information. Okay, so as I stated in my video, the processing fee is $50, and as you can see here, it shows you to renew or replace, it's 91 days. For a new PR card, it's 118 days. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up, and I'm just going to move on to the most important part, how to apply. Okay, so I'm going to select the application package here. You're going to scroll down, and these are the forms that make up the application package. Okay, just so you guys are aware, please remember to read the information. It's very important in order to help you have a successful application, with no reasons for them to, deny and have to send it back to you. So you just want to ensure that you read so everything is put together very well. Okay, so this is just the instruction guide. I'm not going to open it. This just tells you all the things that you need to know when completing this package. The document checklist is something that will need to be submitted as well with the application. It will just outline all the things that you need to have completed within this application package. So after you complete the application package, you want to just go over and just check off everything to make sure nothing was missed. This is the application for a permanent resident card. So I'm actually going to go through this form with you guys. Before I go through it though, I just quickly want to go through the other documents here. So photograph specifications for permanent resident card. So this just tells you, the size your photo needs to be and all that stuff. Use of a representative form. This is not needed if you're not using a representative, so you don't have to worry about that. If you are not using a representative, authority to release personal information to a designated individual. So this is also up to you. You can choose whether or not you want to release your personal information to a specific person. If not, then you don't have to worry about completing this form either. And if you're a person that is requesting a form for a change of gender, then obviously you will then have to complete this form as well. If not, then you don't have to worry about that. So we are going to quickly look at the application package. Okay, so I'm going to download. Okay guys, so here you have the application for permanent resident card. So very self-explanatory. I'm still going to go through and explain though some of the information that you need to put in. As you can see, it's asking you for your UCI number, your unique client identifier number. You can find this number on your permanent resident card. You will then select the language that you speak. You're going to select which of the option applies to you. If you're replacing a lost or stolen card, then obviously you're going to select that. If you're just renewing your permanent resident card, then obviously this is what you're going to select. And if you are obtaining your permanent resident card for the first time, then obviously this is what you'll select. Here it asks you for the date that you became a permanent resident of Canada. So you will find this information on the back of your permanent resident card, and you can put it down here. If you're a person that has lost your permanent resident card, or your permanent resident card was stolen and you're not quite sure where to find this information, when you landed in Canada at a port of entry, you would have been given a landing paper. On that paper, you will also be able to find your the date that you became a permanent resident of Canada. Okay. Okay, so personal information, obviously, you know, last name, first name, this area here, please read. It is important to read. You will only fill this area out if it is different from the information above. Okay, obviously you're going to select what gender you are, your date of birth. Let's see here, country of citizenship, color, height, weight, all of that stuff, your current residential address. The section below it, you will only complete it if your mailing address is different from your residential address. Your telephone number, email that they can make contact with you if necessary. Your marital status, as you can see, your immigration history. So it wants to know where you landed, what port of entry you landed when you arrived in Canada. So whether it be Pearson International or Montreal, wherever. Then you have to answer this question. Have you ever been issued a removal order in Canada? Yes, no, whichever applies. Has an immigration officer ever issued you a report under subsection 44.1 or made the decision that you have not met the residency obligations? You will select which applies to you. And just so you guys are aware, this form is like 4 pages long. Like I said, very self-explanatory. You're just going to put your address history, your work and education history as well, and your travel history. If you are not being accompanied by a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident who is employed by a Canadian employer, then you may run into some difficulty if you've not been able to meet the residency obligations. Okay, so this is why they're asking for this information, which is why you want to ensure that we just have that completed. Okay, and see here, residency obligation. Yeah, just mentioned that. Okay, so you're just going to go through and complete. Let's see here. Yep. Time spent outside of Canada. They want to track all of that. And they want to know if a family member was accompanying you. And like I said, the reason why they're asking this question, because if you are traveling by yourself out of the country and you are not in Canada 730 days within a 5-year period, they want to know why. So this is why you want to ensure that you complete this properly, and this works in your favor if you are traveling with someone that's a Canadian citizen or someone that is a permanent resident and employed out of the country by a Canadian employer. If that's the case, it doesn't affect the days outside of the country. Okay, so that's why they're asking for all this information, just so you guys are aware. Okay, and as I scroll down, you guys need to properly read. There's certain areas you should only sign if it is applicable to you. Okay, and that is it. So that is the application form for permanent residence. 4 pages long and really self-explanatory. Okay, guys? So that concludes my video for today. Enjoy! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope that you enjoyed. Please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know whenever there is a new video uploaded. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!